What is up YouTube? And today I'm going to be showing you guys why Plume is so good in Rengokutsu as well. Not really a surprise to anyone because she's just a broken character everywhere currently, but I'm going to show you guys some team comps that you guys can use to start farming Rengokutsu very quickly and also pretty efficiently. Or if you guys already have some teams built for this boss but want to do some more quicker runs or even just want to use your Plume, you can check these teams out. So I'm going to be showing you guys a couple teams today. There's basically two types of teams though. One is going to be the Lily centric team where you're kind of just speed running super quickly under a minute. And another team where if you don't have Lily, you can actually use red Rin in her spot and the runs will still be about like 120 to 130 and pretty quick. And I'll just show you guys how the teams actually work. So basically for the Lily team, for your DPS, you can use Liliam, you can use Yeli, and you can also use Diting here if you really want. Now we're also going to pair Plume with Nymphonial in every single team because they actually synergize very well. She just makes you do more damage with her debuffs, and also Nymphonial's big attack buff is just amazing with the shield and immunity in Rengokutsu. So the way you want to build Plume is pretty simple, as fast as you can. In terms of skill investments, honestly, she's a character that you probably eventually want to max out because she's just that strong. I have 5-2-3 if you're asking why. Not really too sure, but I think the level 3 in S3 is pretty important in this fight. And if you max out the S1, you're getting more speed on her. You're also doing more damage with your damage dealer and also reducing the boss's speed, which is pretty good. Now, like I said, just put her on full speed, make sure she's on full effect accuracy, and you will want her on Codex for the Lily team. For the Rin team, it's not really required, as I'll show you later on. Now in terms of Nymphonial, pretty much the same thing. As fast as you can get her, you want her to be on full HP bonus and also on Codex, so she can reapply your S3 Rhyme Bloom, and you want her to also be on level 3. Now if you're using Lily, you want to run her on this type of setup, just pretty much as fast as you can, as per usual, and then you want her on Artisan. Your modules don't really matter too much. You can see I have like attack bonus even, but you want her like somewhat tanky so she doesn't die, especially if you're running another dark character, because then you'll be running triple dark. And you want her on Artisan because you're going to be running at least 2 dark characters, because Plume is another, dark character, right? So Artisan will make it so that you don't really die as much. Now for your DPS characters, pretty straightforward. You just build them on full damage. Yeah, I'll show you guys the stats for the DPS separately when I show you guys the separate runs. And if you're using Rin, you want to put Rin on this type of setup where you're on full effect accuracy. You want her to be faster than your Nymphonial, which is very important. And you also want her to be faster than the minions at like 286 speed, and also on Jackal Guard, and ideally fully maxed out. Very good investment for this character because she's amazing versus cleave players, so don't think that you're wasting your purple lattice if you're building her. So I'm going to show you guys a couple teams. I'll show you guys the Rin one at the end. If you guys don't have Lily, you can check that one out. But I'll show you why Plume is just so amazing in Rengokutsu as well. So I'm going to show you guys Diting first. You can see the stats for the supports are pretty much the same. Now for him, I actually have him on count, which is what you definitely want on this boss. And you're just going to want to run him on Keen Eye Fury. In either Fury Edge or Swift Raid, it's fine. I think Fury Edge is going to be better because you don't want to take too many turns, honestly, because you have 3 dark characters. But regardless, the run's going to work out just fine. You can see my Plume takes the first turn. She is the highest base speed in the game, so it's pretty hard not to. Then you're going to have Nymphonial buff after Lily S2's my DPS. And then here, even though the mark misses from the passive, it doesn't matter because we do have Nymphonial here to buff our damage by a lot. I do get the vulnerable debuff, which is pretty lucky, but it's actually not really required for this run. And you can see because I'm taking a lot of damage, it's very scary. But we do have the Artisan shield come in, and we will have Nymphonial re-shield us all again as well. And then basically here, we'll S3 again. This is going to do a lot of damage into vulnerable. And the buffs, or the debuff stacking from Curse Quill just make it so that we're doing a ton of damage. So here, one of my characters dies. It doesn't matter who really dies, and then you just kind of just finish it off. So yeah, pretty simple team, works here. If you have your Nymphonial faster to S2 before the boss actually takes his turn there, as you saw, you can make it so that no one ever dies and the run's a little bit more stable. But regardless, this team will be pretty stable because, this setup is just super broken with Plume here. So I'll show you guys the run with Liliam now. You can see that mine's not even optimized, not at max crit. But basically it plays out the same way. And you're gonna see that we do open with Plume again, we do Twin Trick or DPS, Infonial then will use her S3, and then my Liliam will go into the boss and do a ton of damage, but still keep it above 50%, which is very important because this way I will be able to get the damage amp on my Liliam S3 right after. So we S3, we will then be able to reset cooldowns with Codex and the Lily S3, go S3 again from Liliam, do a lot of damage, S1, and now my Liliam will finish off on our next turn with S2, and like I said here, Plume or Lily will end up dying, but if you make your Nymphonial faster, you can actually prevent that. So that is that team, and let's move on to the next one. Now, I'll show you guys the run with Yeli here, and you're gonna see that it pretty much plays through the same loop. We have Lily push up DPS, Nymphonial will then S3 and shield everyone, and Yeli goes into the boss. Now the thing with Yeli is if you actually have her max duped, you can actually kill the minions, which is pretty crazy on like the second S3. You're gonna see mine, which is, I think it's 2 dupes, maybe it's 1, yeah it's 1 dupe, is going to actually get the ads super low here. Infonial will shield us again, give us the Rhyme Bloom refresh, and we do the second rev S3 because we have Lily. And look how low the ads get. It's actually kind of funny. And then the next turn we take from Yeli here, we'll just kill the boss. There we go, S1 into S1, and that is all she wrote. So I'll show you guys the Rin team. Pretty much the same thing. The thing is, Plume is on Jackal Guard for this team because you don't actually need the Codex. And then here, the setup is pretty much the same. Plume S3s, Rin's gonna S3 and try to put her debuffs up. This makes it so that your team takes like no damage on the opener at all. And the power of Nymphonial with Plume's debuff, I forget what it's called, Curse Quill, will just show you how much damage, you know, Yeli's able to do. And we just get the boss to half health. Then we shield with Rin first, Nymphonial will then S3 after. This will give us this huge shield, and the Rin shield gets eaten into first because she's tuned to go before Nymphonial. And now we are pretty much just spanking the boss and pretty much waiting for the next Yeli S3 to kill it. But you can see this team is very safe, so if you don't have Lily or you're struggling to make the Lily team work, you can just use this one. It's not going to be that much slower, and it's going to be actually more consistent for the most part. I don't believe this is Yeli's S3, it might be. Yeah, it's not, but we can actually kill. Yeah, we do. So yeah, you can see, you know, this team's also very fast, and just Plume is super broken in Rengokutsu. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video.